midnight each day.
On Valentine's night,
Time as you know it freezes.
20 minutes past 10.
Keep up, Doctor.
Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep.
I'm a grave digger, Doctor.
I was at home,
David is my husband.
all on my lonesome.
Stabbed him with a steak knife.
Nothing changes.
I'm a qualified angel of death.
When I'm dancing,
You get this day over and over.
Hilda.
I black out.
I don't think she's got long.
And Laurie just,
Naked on the beach.
Hannah.
Is that it for today?
David hunts,
I can change my skin.
then skins.
Doctor Dekker dated his patients.
I had a hot date.
We went out for drinks.
I took photos of Jessica.
Dr. Dekker did
On
phone
Valentine's Day.
and ask me for Nathan's number.
There was a girl there.
Am I wrong to keep the locket?
I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't
He
I?
was preoccupied with finding
Photographs.
patterns.
Rocking chair.
I haven't been back to the beach since,
I had a bit of a shaky loop incident.
where I find something
I set fire
beautiful in the sea.
to Hannah's clothes in the garden.
I dug the grave.
I wish I'd said goodbye.
Dr. Dekker cursed me.
It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it.
Hello friends, Tevaron here, and welcome back to Insanity Simulator, also known as the Infectious Madness of Dr. Dekker. Looks like we have got a new person to talk to, and annoyingly like before, it's already yellow. We should say hello though, shouldn't we? Professor Warwick about to type jello there.
Professor Warwick, I'm a physicist. Where's Dr. Dekker?
I'm very wary of going too far, but I think we should inform him.
Is he really? Actually dead? Not a worthy adversary after all, then.
Okay, you're a weirdo. I'm not going to go any further with you. We're going to go into our other patients. I guess we should start with Jaya? How are you today?
I'm fine. I'm ready for my grief counselling. I emailed you Mariana's address. I don't know why you'd want it. I suppose you're going to start doing home visits now, like Dr. Dekker?
I didn't ask for her home address. Home address?
Doctor, if you don't want it, don't text me and ask for it. It's all right. I don't mind doing menial tasks for you. Someone has to do them.
I texted you?
I don't know anything about that.
Okay. That's weird. Home visits?
Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I need you right where I can see you.
Yes, we should ask Mariana about Dr. Dekker's home visits. We should indeed. Why?
I'm fine. I'm ready for my grief counselling. I emailed you Mariana's address. I don't know why you'd want it. I suppose you're going to start doing home visits now, like Dr. Dekker?
So, probably grief counseling and/or Dr. Dekker?
Grief is such a strange word if you keep saying it. Grief, grief, grief. It sounds like somebody's being whipped. And you're going to ask me how I feel today?
I think that was implied. How do you feel?
I don't know everything. I know most things, but not everything.
Do I actually have to have the today in it? Okay. So, apparently hello is how do you feel and all that jazz. How about, do we even have to put doctor in there? Can I just ask Dekker?
Some mornings I come into work and still expect him to be here. Sometimes it feels like he actually is here, watching over me. We had a connection. It's gone now, though. You can't have a connection with the dead, can you? Not for too long, anyway.
In this universe, I would not put anything past anything to be honest. We're racking up a lot of double asterisks. You had a connection.
Dr. Dekker asked me to have dinner with him for Valentine's. I refused, obviously, because you don't sleep where you eat or something like that. But it was flattering, especially with competition like Mariana around.
Right, so you thought it wasn't weird for him to have an attraction to one of his patients. What kind of an outfit is this?
Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I need you right where I can see you.
Okay, there's several things there, but this seems the strangest. Right where you can see me.
Checks and balances, Doctor. Somebody needs to be watching the watchman, so to speak. Make sure you're helping, not hindering.
Who are you, Jaya? Watchman? Like the graphic novel?
I don't know.
Apparently not. We have cleared one of the double asterisks there.
Dr. Dekker asked me to have dinner with him for Valentine's. I refused.
Maybe we can ask about dinner with Dekker. Valentine's?
I was at home on my lonesome, Doctor, like I said before.
Okay. Maybe I should tell her I'm not going to do home visits. No, I am not going to do home visits, Jaya. Okay. Maybe you worded it a different way. Okay. So that appears to not be important then, or I can't figure out the right phrasing.
I refused, obviously, because you don't sleep where you eat.
Let's try that. She didn't get the phrase quite right, but sleep where you eat?
Have you been taking notes in our session, Doctor? Perhaps you should check them?
Alright, you don't have to be rude about it. Okay, so maybe flattering or competition like Mariana?
That's a strange question to ask.
Yeah, I'm feeling fine. Competition like Mariana?
Sorry, I didn't mean I was competing. I was happy Mariana was going out with him. I didn't want to be romantic with him. We had a stronger connection than that.
Why were you okay? Why were you glad?
No, that's not it.
Huh. It's very weird. What about Scarlet? That's who Mariana mentioned, right?
You're overthinking things. You don't need to ask me that.
Actually, I think I do need to ask you that. Can you tell me about Professor Warwick?
That's not something I know about.
Dekker was dating Mariana?
That's not something I know about.
Going out with Mariana?
I have no idea what they did and when they did it. I'm happy to keep it that way too.
Okay. It's a very weird psychological or psychiatry practice here. We're not supposed to be dating our patients.
Checks and balances, Doctor. Somebody needs to be watching the watchman, so to speak. Make sure you're helping, not hindering.
Let's try and ask about checks and balances.
He probably did his fair share of helping and hindering. He was definitely helping in the beginning, but then seemed to lose sight of things.
And just what is your place in all of this, Jaya? You don't seem like a receptionist. You seem to be more involved than that. Okay, there's more under there. So maybe... And that cleared out the where you can see me. So how about helping, not hindering? or helping and hindering? Okay, so helping and hindering is not correct. What about in the beginning?
Nope. Ask me another.
Or maybe line my fingers up correctly? Lose sight?
I think he was so overwhelmed by the patients he was getting. His curiosity just got the better of him. There was a definite turning point.
Turning point.
Somewhere around the time Professor Alderby turned up, that seemed to unsettle him. And then we had a flood of extra weird patients. I think it was all too much for him. I think I misjudged him. I hope you deal with it better.
So were you in charge of hiring Dr. Dekker and myself? Again, your position here is incredibly strange, Jaya. Huh. Well, that's all of the double asterisks except for we still got one on hello and on competition like Mariana.
I'm fine. I'm ready for my grief counselling. I emailed you Mariana's address. I don't know why you'd want it. I suppose you're going to start doing home visits now, like Dr. Dekker?
Maybe just email? No, that seems to not be the case at all. Try this again. No, I'm not going to start doing home visits. Huh. I don't know what else to ask about that.
Sorry, I didn't mean I was competing. I was happy Mariana was going out with him.
Why were you happy?
That's a strange question.
Happy she was going out with him?
I don't know. Sorry, I didn't mean I was competing. I was happy Mariana was going out with him. I didn't want to be romantic with him. We had a stronger connection than that.
Okay, a stronger connection?
Dr. Dekker and I shared some philosophy. We'd both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind, and we agreed with a lot of what it said. Have you read that book, Doctor?
No, I haven't. Is that a real book? Google to the rescue. Apparently it is not a real book, according to Google. We'll lie.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples. It's not a fun read, but if you're into psychology, it's a blast.
Right. Well...
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that
let's try psychokinesis.
psychokinesis is the ability to change the physical world without actually touching it, just by using your mind. It's not just about bending spoons. It covers all sorts of things like telepathy, telekinesis, telesabalas. Shoot me, I'm a Kojak fan.
Okay, I was about to say, I don't really get the last one there. Gotcha. So, psychokinesis refers to every kind of psychic ability? Never heard it put that way. Still more under I have read it, though.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples. It's not a fun read, but if you're into psychology, it's a blast.
Cult leaders? Would that be you and Dr. Dekker?
Followers and disciples have a very strong tie to their cult leaders, almost like they've been brainwashed. The author suggests that this is because they've witnessed some kind of psychokinesis, like pyrokinesis or telekinesis.
Okay, so nothing further down the cult leaders thing.
Psychokinesis is the ability to change the physical world without actually touching it, just by using your mind.
Let's try change the physical world.
I don't know everything. I know most.
All right. I know what these kinesises are, but they may be keywords.
Like I said, all those cool things are in Cult of the Kinetic Mind, apart from Kojak, obviously. If you ever get a patient who thinks they can change the world with just their mind, then duck, just in case they can. But seriously, do a whole load of shrinking and make them better. Whether you believe in psychokinesis or not, you'll need to figure out your approach with those that do.
Well, obviously. Still something there.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples. It's not a fun read, but if you're into psychology, it's a blast.
I don't know why, but maybe psychology?
Yes, psychology. I think you'll find it's relevant, Doctor.
Yeah, obviously. It still didn't clear off an asterisk, though. Huh, there's more in telekinesis. Let's follow that for a bit.
Like I said, all those cool things are in Cult of the Kinetic Mind, apart from Kojak, obviously. If you ever get a patient who thinks they can change the world with just their mind, then duck, just in case they can. But seriously, do a whole load of shrinking and make them better. Whether you believe in psychokinesis or not, you'll need to figure out your approach with those that do.
Right, I'm pretty sure it's not in there, but I can't help myself. Of course not. Maybe make them better?
How do you make people who think they have special powers better? Do you remain passive and support, encourage them, take them away?
Take them away. Take who away? What away? I think we should discourage them.
You're overthinking things.
Alright, never mind. What do you mean exactly by, take them away?
That's what I'd try to do.
So do you mean by take them away, take away the special powers? That's assuming they're real, which I think in some of these instances they are, just by what we've seen so far. Huh. Still on Hello? And on Yes, I Have Read It.
I'm fine. I'm ready for my grief counselling. I emailed you Mariana's address. I don't know why you'd want it.
I don't want it.
No.
I don't want Mariana's address. Okay. I'm not sure at all where to go on the hello.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of...
Everyone?
Have you been taking notes in...
Everyone is capable of psychokinesis?
No, not at all in my experience. Dr. Dekker had an unusual number of patients who claimed psychokinesis. Either he'd been specifically looking for them or someone had been sending them.
Oh, well that cleared that out then. What about the hello? Nope. We've got this though. Someone was sending them?
It's entirely possible that someone is targeting this practice with psychokinetic patients. To what end, I don't know. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are diagnosed as insane, or at least temporarily insane. It's a handy diagnosis if you're facing criminal prosecution, especially if
Claire?
it's for murder.
Uh-huh. I can see that. Who would want to target this practice?
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, me either, unfortunately. You know what? I am going to burn another hint. I said that! I literally said exactly that. I think maybe not in that exact phrase. So, well, this is the way we're supposed to say it, so...
Well, maybe someone sneaked your phone during a session and texted? I know they all look innocent, but if it's not nailed down, there's a good chance they'll walk away with it. You know, I used to have an iPad. And a Surface.
I don't know that we got anywhere with that. That cleared out hello, really. But she's still not Amber. How about we ask about Alderby?
No, that's not it.
Of course it's not it. Okay, there's still an asterisk here.
Grief is such a strange word if you keep saying it. Grief, grief, grief. It sounds like somebody's being whipped. And you're going to ask me how I feel today?
Whipped?
Oops, that was a strange thing to say, wasn't it? Whipped. Am I all whips and chains in the bedroom or dominant in the boardroom? Don't answer that, it's not a question. It's early days for a harassment suit yet, what with Ben's nervous shock already.
I agree. You're the one who brought it up. I was just asking about why you said it. Okay, and also on Valentine's.
I was at home on my lonesome, Doctor, like I said before.
On your lonesome?
I'm a bit of a bookworm. I'm one of those annoying, constantly self-improving, overachieving types. Takes one to know one, eh, Doctor?
Sure it does. Okay, so we're clearing these out. I'm still not sure where we're going, though.
Somewhere around the time Professor Alderby turned up, that seemed to unsettle him. And then we had a flood of extra weird patients. I think it was all too much for him. I think I misjudged him. I hope you deal with it better.
You misjudged him?
There's just a lot of crazy flying around, Doctor. Don't catch any of it.
Too late. Too late. Right. Looks like another cleared out there.
Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office.
She couldn't concentrate?
Honestly, I think Dr. Dekker had a bit of a crush on Mariana, or vice versa. I'm not really sure. There's some footage from their home sessions if you want to see them.
Yes, I would definitely like to see the footage.
That was a joke, Doctor. I guess we found our level.
Didn't seem like a joke to me, and there's still an asterisk here.
Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I need you right where I can see you.
Let's try this one more time. We've already been wrong wording apparently on one thing in this interview, so why not this?
I don't know anything about that.
Okay. Swing and a miss. Alright, let's leave that for now.
No, not at all in my experience. Dr. Dekker had an unusual number of patients who claimed psychokinesis. Either he'd been specifically looking for them or someone had been sending them.
Just what is your experience?
I don't know.
In your experience?
You're overthinking things.
Alright. I don't know what else to do besides overthink things. You did mention Ben.
I think that's all settled now. We are agreeing to pay Ben £5,000 and he's agreeing not to say anything about what he saw.
Okay, so there's more there. What he saw?
He thought he saw a creature. coming out of Dr. Dekker's mouth. Well, at least that's the reason he's given for not emptying the bins that night. Either way, it's not the kind of publicity that we need. Shiny, happy, sane people.
Okay. He saw a creature crawling out of Dr. Dekker's mouth. Would that be a cephalopod-like creature? Well, that was more difficult than I expected it to be. Hope you're not as fickle, Bryce. Ah, okay. Yeah, somebody had mentioned in the comments that there was a filter up here. And I see it now. Bryce and show all. Nice.
Hello, Doctor. I've been thinking about our last session, and I just wanted you to know that I'm not a bad person. I know taking naked photographs is wrong, but you don't know what it's like until you face the same temptation. I'm assuming you don't know what it's like. Do you have an extra hour, Doctor?
I am so tempted to say that we do have an extra hour. But I'm not going to go down that road. No, I don't have an extra hour. Yet.
Thank God for that. There's someone else in my hour. A hooded figure. Watching me and following me. I followed it too.
A hooded figure?
I don't know who it is. My initial thought was that it was you. That I told you about my affliction and somehow you'd got it too. Now I think maybe it's the military or some organization that wants to use the hour themselves. Maybe it's Dr. Dekker risen from the dead. I need to talk to you about him.
All right, talk to me about him.
I spied on Dr. Dekker, not long before he was murdered. I'm not sure I should tell you what I saw in his basement.
In his basement?
I'd been feeling uneasy with Dr. Dekker for some time. I mentioned how he'd changed before, so I began spying on him at home. One night, the basement door was open, and Dekker was returning upstairs. I skipped past him, and there she was, a girl. It was difficult to tell. It was dark, and she was chained.
That's disturbing. Dr. Dekker was keeping a girl chained in his basement? She was chained?
That means nothing to me. Yes, Vienna.
Chained?
No.
Uh,
I'd been feeling uneasy with Dr. Dekker for some time. I mentioned how he'd changed before, so I began spying on him at home. One night, the basement door was open, and Dekker was returning upstairs. I skipped past him, and there she was, a girl. It was difficult to tell. It was dark, and she was chained.
all right, let's just try a girl.
I don't know what you're getting at.
Dekker had a girl in his basement?
I removed the chains, dressed her, and sat her in the police station. There's no evidence, though. No evidence of what he'd done. But she was free. I saved her. I'm not evil. I destroyed evil.
Wow, that's a lot of double asterisks. You destroyed evil. Did you kill Dekker?
I believe that Dr. Dekker was a truly evil man, and so should you. I know you record these sessions, Doctor. I'm not going to be filmed saying I wanted him dead. But I
Except
did,
you just were?
and so should you.
And again?
And Doctor, if I wanted to kill anyone, I'd do it in the midnight hour, wouldn't I?
Good point.
And when was Dekker murdered?
Gotcha. Between 8:30 and 10:20. We don't know for sure that you can't move your midnight hour, though you said it happens at midnight. Wow.
Thank God for that. There's someone else in my hour. A hooded figure, watching me and following me. I followed it too.
Okay, let's start trying to clear out some of these double asterisks. We'll start at the bottom. It follows you?
No. You have an interesting aura, Doctor.
Really? I could ask about my aura, but let's keep talking about you. So it follows you doesn't work. How about you followed it?
Is that supposed to mean something?
How about you followed the hooded figure? Huh.
Thank God for that. There's someone else in my hour. A hooded figure, watching me and following me.
Let's just try following you.
I've nothing interesting to say about that.
Oh, we got a note here. Bryce says he took the girl in Dekker's basement to a police station. He did? To a police station?
Don't know.
Which police station did you take her to?
No. Sorry.
You took the girl to a police station?
That means nothing to me. Yes, Vienna.
Vienna.
No.
Okay. I mean, that's interesting, but apparently we can't actually ask anything about it.